It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Almost 250,000 miles away, the moon seemed much closer that summer night because of Neil Armstrong's famous first step. Neil was not quite 39 years old that July evening. Armstrong spent 2 hours, 21 minutes walking on the lunar deck, taking pictures of his crewmate, Buzz Aldrin, raising the American flag and stretching America's imagination. So many parents watching with their children.
Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, became in peace for all mankind.
With Americans divided at the time over the Vietnam War, the moon landing at least for one July evening brought a fraught country together. It was an American goal met.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
It turns out it was sheer happenstance that made Armstrong the first man on the moon, since NASA's Apollo cruises worked in rotations, and Armstrong's crew was assigned to the Apollo 11. He was a quiet, reserved man born in a small town, Ohio. Fascinated flying from his teens, he joined the Navy after college, flying dozens of missions during the Korean War. Flew experimental planes for NASA, becoming an astronaut in 1962. Before Apollo 11, he'd been in space once, in 1966, as commander with co-pilot David Scott. The mission was cut short because of a broken thruster that sent them tumbling out of control. That moonwalk by Armstrong and Aldrin was the most watched television broadcast in history. To that point, 1 out of every 6 people on Earth were watching. Later, we learn Armstrong thought that landing on the moon, not walking on it, was far more challenging. Shooting over the lunar surface, looking for a smooth place to touch down. Mission Control warning him he had less than 30 seconds of fuel remaining when they finally made it.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
It was a singular moment for the U.S. country, with national flags soaring when they came home, greeted by crowds across America and 29 other countries, including Canada. After that, Armstrong tried to return to a private life by teaching at the University of Cincinnati, living on a small farm in Ohio, serving on corporate boards, and making rare speeches to urge the space exploration to continue.
There are great ideas undiscovered, breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers. There are places to go beyond belief.
Neil Armstrong had said he did not want solely to be an icon, but could never escape his place in history and where he had made history, on the moon.